Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone in today's class. Our textbook is Weekend 2, and today inshallah we will cover the second enrichment, which is Enrichments 2. So it will be presented by me, teacher Mazir Harbi, and the sign language by Mr. Fawaz Al-Agil. So let's begin. So in our second enrichment, we are going to cover the second unit we did learn in this semester, which is My Things. And the first lesson we had in this unit is talk time that can be seen on pages 10 and 11. And our goals were to identify and talk about candy and numbers, and also to count from 1 to 30. So the first thing we did listen to, or we did read here in this lesson, was about a conversation between two girls when the first one came to her friend and say, "Can I have some candy?" So usually we said that when you want to ask someone to give you something, it's better that we use or we start our question with "Can I have?" For example, can I have some candy? Can I have your pencil? Can I have your book? So usually we start when we are requesting with can I have? And also when you want to give someone, you should do or you should say as the other friend say. She said, "Sure, here you go." Sure, here you go. So if you want to give someone something, you would say, "Here you go." If they say, "Can I have your book?" Okay, here you go. Can I have your pencil? Here you go. So using "here you go" is important, or saying "here you go" is important when you give it or when you give something to people. So, and after this, the second question we did learn, which is how many? How many? So if we want to count numbers and if we want to know the exact number, we start our question with how many. For example, how many candies are there? How many toys do you have? How many clothes do you have? So usually we start question with how many if you want to know about different numbers. So she said, "Let's count them." So let's me and you try to remind ourselves of how we did count these candies from number 1 to number 30. Here I would like you to listen to these numbers and to say them after me. So let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So here we have, if we did count them, here we have 30 of these candies. And we said that when you try to practice this conversation, when you want to ask someone, "Can I have this?" or "Can I have that?" and if you want to ask how many toys you have or how many games do you have, it is important that to remember the big four. The first one is to put on a smile when you're talking, and also to use appropriate gestures by your hand, and also to speak in a loud voice where everyone can hear you, and to maintain a good eye contact with the people who are with you. So after this, we said that we played a game that is called Word Hunt, where you can get a row of letters you show or you shout row. So for example, we said that you can have a table like this, and gather around with the people around you, and you distribute this table to them and ask them that the first person who would get a row of letters, and he should or she should shout row, which means that I found a word. And this word, you should listen to it from a person who is not playing this game. For example, when you have this table and someone says show, someone say the word show. So what you're going to do here is you're going to look for the word show. And here you're going to look at this different table. And once you find it, you will draw a line like this. And if you find this word, you would say show. And you would, after this, you would shout row. And then when you listen to other word, like for example, when someone says fun. So what you should do here is you should look for the word fun. For example, if you look around, you can see here is the word fun. And if you do find it, then you should shout row. You should shout row. I found the word. And you can do it also with other words. For example, we have the word sun, like this. And we have the word where, and left, and even book, and the word right, and turn, and move. So here are all of the words that you can circle and you can find when you play this game, and it will be more interesting if you play it with partners as well. And after this, we had the lesson rhythms and sound, where we cover page 12 and 13. And our goals were in this lesson to chant the things on my own desk, and also to recognize and pronounce some English, and to differentiate between words starts with SN and S and M. So here we have the first chant. Let's listen to it, and then we will continue. Things on my desk. Pens and pencils, pens and pencils. Paper and glue, paper and glue. Scissors and erasers, scissors and erasers. Candy for you, candy for you. So here in this chant, it is called the things on my desk, where you can think of the things you have on your desk, like pens where you write, and also pencils where you can draw, and even with the paper, the pieces of paper, different pieces of paper, and glue to stick the paper together. And after this, we talk about scissors, where you can cut things, and erasers, and you can think of any other object you usually have on your desk. And these objects could be a laptop, could be a book, could be a notebook, and among other things. And after this, we did listen and say these words, and we match each of these words with the right picture. So now let's listen to these words, and then we can match them, each one with the right picture. So the first word here is smile, smile. Snail, snail. Small, small. Snack, snack. So here we have 4 different words. 2 of them starts with S and M, like small and smile, and 2 of them start with S and N, like snail and snack. And we said that we did match them, each one, where we said that small, and when we talk about something it's very tiny, very small, and smile, which is where we put it on our face to smile. And snail is the small animal that we can see, and snack is the food that we eat. So here are examples on how we did answer this exercise. And after this, we did write the missing letters of these this sentence, and we did write the S and N for the first one, which is snails are small and quiet, and SM with the second one. And after this, we learn how, when we borrow things, what are the things that we should use. If I want to borrow, or if I want to take something from someone, it is polite that we ask them in the right way. And the right way to ask to borrow things is by starting by saying, can I use? Can I use? For example, can I use your pen? Can I use your book? Can I use your scissors? And also, what's more important, that when you want to give someone anything of the things that he or she wants to borrow, you should say, here you go. When they say, can I use your pencil? Okay, here you go. Can I use your phone? Okay, here you go. So here you go is an important phrase that we usually give people when they ask for something. And the same goes here. Can I use your eraser? And so on. And after this, we had the words lesson that can be seen on page 14 and 15. And our goals were to follow the teacher and play the copycat game and ask, what is this and what are these? So the first thing we did learn is that to know how to ask with the question, what is this, when you want to ask about one thing, and also how to answer by using it's. So for example, the same also the other question, which is what are these? And also when we want to answer, we would say they are. For example, here, if I want to have a look at this comic book, which is only one, I would say, what is this? What is this? And if I want to ask about two things, I would say, what are these? What are these? And here with MP3 player, I would say, what is this? It's an MP3 players. And what are these? They are MP3 players. What is this? It's a wallet. And what are these? They are wallets. And the same goes even with watch and also with among other things. So if we are talking about one thing, we use the question, or we start our question with, what is this? And if we're talking about more than one thing, we would say, what are these? So here we said that in the grammar toolbox, when we use with the question this, we answer by it. What is this? It's a book, or it's a comic book. And in our question, when we are using these, then the answer starts with they. What are these? They are comic books. So they always with these, and it always with this. And also we talk about the singular, which we mean by singular, which is one thing. So one MP3 player, one comic book, one wallet, one watch, and one phone. But when we say plural, which means more than one thing, we have, for example, 3 phones, 2 comic books, 3 MP3 players, 2 wallets, and 4 watches. So these are the differences between them. And after this, we had the phonics lesson on pages 16 and 17. And our goals were to differentiate between SP and SW in different sentences, and to read the story A Funny Day. So the first thing we did is to differentiate between SP and SW. SP like in the word spider, and SW like in the word sweater. And we said that we also have other words with these that starts with these 2 letters. like spring, sport, swing, and swan. And not only this, but also we did listen and recognize the sound, the different sounds of each of these words. And after this, we read and color all the vowels here in this text. Let's listen to this text for one more time just to remind ourselves about the vowels. A funny day. A fat cat sat on a mat. A fat hen sat on a pin. A fat fox sat in a box, and a fat bug sat on a rug. So here we have in this text, which is called A Funny Day, we have different vowels. And what do you mean by vowels? They are these letters, A, E, I, O, and U. So what we're going to do with the vowel, we're going to color them. We're going to color A, we're going to color O, and also E, and also I, and even we're going to color U. All of these 5 vowels. And after this, the last thing, which is find the numbers and draw lines. We said that we did listen and count and say the missing numbers we can see here. So here, for example, you have numbers from 10 up to 100. And all you have to do is, so here we have 100, and all you have to do is to listen to the different numbers, and what you need to do is to put a line. So for example, there is a number that is missing here. So here you put a line and write down this number. Will help you to recognize how to count from 10 up to 100, and also will help you learn more with these numbers. So now we have reached the end of our lesson. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.